Hello there, my RPG lovers, and welcome to another video. Tarisland is a brand new free-to-play MMORPG available on PC, iOS and Android. I've been playing Tarisland on PC ever since it released, but no matter which platform you choose, you'll be able to data share your progress across devices. In this video, we're going to talk about all major features of the game and my experience with Tarisland so far. We're also going to cover everything you should know before you start playing, so this video should be useful to new players. Huge thanks to Level Infinite for sponsoring the video, and now let's dive right in.
Don't rejoice too soon.
If you just heard about this MMORPG for the first time, Tarisland has classic dungeon crawling and exploration experience. You can choose from 9 classes and 18 specializations, which allow you to make highly customizable builds. Each class has 2 specializations which you can easily switch, depending on the situation. My whole experience with the game so far was from a DPS warrior perspective. But it's also very easy to switch specializations, and I could easily start tanking the dungeons if I wish to. Speaking of dungeons and raids, Tarisland doesn't waste a lot of your time, because not long after you start, you jump right into the first tutorial raids. It kinda caught me by surprise, but it's a fun way to do a tutorial where the game teaches you some core gameplay mechanics. And shortly after that, you get to do an actual dungeon with other players. Before all of that though, you get to customize your character. Like I said, I went with a warrior and I never looked back. You have some options to customize your appearance and you jump right into the game. The story begins after you beat the dragon in the first raids. Your character loses his memory and the only thing he has is the magically inscribed stone. Jaya is your guide and she's going to help you retrieve your memories and figure out what's going on. The inscribed stone is also used to describe some powerful gameplay abilities, like for my warrior. Some of the strongest abilities you can use draw the power from the inscribed stone. Tarisland has a bunch of cutscenes and dialogue throughout the main story of the game, but doing the main quest is only one part of the game. You're pretty much free to explore the map as soon as you arrive in the first village. You can teleport to different maps with the press of a button. The first thing I try to do is focus on learning all my abilities so I can be more useful in raids and dungeons by dealing more damage. So let's check out the warrior class real quick. The warrior has 2 specializations called Wrathful and War Shield. Wrathful is oriented around dealing single target and AoE damage, while the War Shield is obviously for tanking. As a damage dealer, you get skills like Cross Slash and Final Strike, which will deal some damage and accumulate red points. When you get enough red points, you can reset the cooldown of another very powerful skill called Fury Blades. The usage of other skills is also related to resetting the cooldown, which creates a defined skill rotation in battle that you have to try to utilize. Some other skills like armor penetration are pretty self-explanatory. It basically boosts the damage you deal to the targets. Naturally, you want to save these kinds of skills for boss fights and use them before you start your regular rotation. All skills have cooldowns, but like I said, the main goal with the warrior is to try to reduce the cooldown on your skills by casting them in a particular order. If you want to deal the maximum amount of damage that your class can deal, but you don't have to worry a lot about that in the beginning. This should come to you naturally as you play the game and learn what the skills do. It's not that complicated. You can always enter the training area and try out all of your skills or change the specialization. The game has a damage per second widget which can help you with optimizing your damage output. Besides skills, you get some talent points when you level up, which will further increase the effectiveness of your skills. Your inscribed stone has another talent tree where you get to invest points and increase some of your stats. Then we have the ultimate abilities, which are very powerful. I like the mobility skills a lot more in this skill tree because they make the gameplay faster and snappier. For example, you get a dash skill very early in the game and later you get a charge skill. You can pretty much combine both of these skills in the battle, which makes your character really mobile. Moving around in this game feels very snappy, which is a huge plus. That's very important to get right in all games which require some gameplay precision in combat, it goes without saying. And Tarisland certainly requires you to be mobile in dungeons against bosses, and especially in PvP. Some skills allow you to break the crowd control effects on your character, which is obviously very good in PvP. You also get a mount early on in the game, and he also has a charge skill, which is pretty cool. As for the tank specialization, I only tried it a little bit, because it's not really my style. Although the game encourages you to experiment with different builds and specializations because switching them is so seamless. You can adjust your talents for free based on the combat scenario. For example, doing raids and PvP is totally different, so your talent choice will affect those gameplay modes quite a bit. Yeah, Tarisland also has a PvP mode that I got to try out with my warrior. The PvP map changes every day in the week, which keeps the battleground experience fresh. You have to work together and capture objectives while fighting the enemy team. There are PvP ranks to unlock, as well as different rewards. Speaking of rewards, Tarisland has a lot of game events which will grant you rewards. During the pre-registration you can claim milestone rewards like free titles, pets and mounts. The 7 days launch rewards will grant you the Logic Cat pet on day 7. And the Leisure Time event will grant you a free Unicorn pet by simply earning points by life skills and exploring the map. It's very easy to keep the track of what you need to achieve in the game in order to get those rewards. For example, these 3 skins for the armor can be unlocked by just increasing your gear score, which will happen anyway while you progress through the game. There's also a referral activity where you can earn a rare mount by inviting your friends to join you in the game. Tarisland features a vast open world map and a bunch of people playing the game. That's obviously one of the major selling points of MMOs. This game world seems very much alive because there are players everywhere. You don't have to follow the main story all the time, there are some side activities to do like events and side quests. Dynamic events will eventually pop out in different locations and all players are working together to complete it and get rewards. Some events have a simple and straightforward objective. For example, in this one you have to kill a bunch of poachers, get the keys for the cages and release the animals. While other events will have a couple of different objectives that you have to do. My favorite thing to do in this game so far is dungeons. I was surprised at the amount of unique mechanics that bosses have. Apart from dungeons where you get to group up with other people, you can also do solo challenges. You can challenge yourself by selecting different affixes and get some nice rewards if you manage to clear these rooms. Tarisland features an in-game shop as well where you get to buy things for real money. There are different character skins, mounts and so on. For example, the Mesmerizer set can be obtained with Arc of Destiny, which are the items converted from duplicate appearances obtained in Reward of Destiny system. Speaking of which, you can get Heart of Lucian set by playing the lottery phase in Reward of Destiny. We also have the Shadow set, which can be bought directly for real money. You can also get monthly tickets, which is basically a battle pass system. Buying things in the store can affect the gameplay features, and you can check out what kind of benefits you get by spending real money in the game shop. Tarisland is a pretty cozy MMO to play and there is something for everyone. A lot of different classes to choose, PvP and PvE modes and a bunch of players on the server, which makes this game feel like a proper MMORPG. That will be my experience with the game so far, and I hope you found this video useful, especially if you're planning to play as a warrior. Be sure to check out the game by using my link in the description or in the pinned comments. You can invite your friends and win rare mounts. Don't forget to invite your friends to get a free mount. Big thanks to Level Infinite for sponsoring the video, and I'll see you in the next one.